Hello everyone. So now we have a question which has been asked many times in competitive examinations in different ways, but the question remains same. So I have picked up one of those questions very commonly asked in competitive examinations regarding the isomers, the total number of isomers for the complex with the general formula Ma2B2CD. So in this question particularly, they are asking the total number of isomers including pairs of enantiomers for the octahedral complex with the general formula Ma2B2CD. So assuming that all these ligands are monodentate, so we have two A ligands, two B ligands and C and D. So a total of 6 ligands we have that makes this complex octahedral. Now, in order to solve these kinds of questions, what we need? We need to understand the ligand combinations. Okay, so we have to understand the ligand combinations which are possible for this complex. So, possible ligand combinations. And in order to get the ligand combinations, it is always good to go according to the alphabetical order. Okay, so now what I'm trying to say is we have Ma2, B2, CD. Okay. So we have to predict the possible ligand combinations. So if you go through like according to the alphabetical order, so there will be AA, BB, CD. This is one possible combination. Okay. Then another possible combination with AA pair, the AA ligand is, so we can change the position of B and C so that we have AA, BC and BD. So one more possibility. So you have to just flip the ligands, exchange the position and form the new combination. And also you have to take care that these combinations do not repeat. They shouldn't be repetitive or redundant. Okay, so that will not be countable as a new combination. Okay, so now in with AA we have, I think we have only these two possibilities. If you can think of any other possibility, just think about it. If with AA we have BB together, then CD, and another possibility is we place one C here which becomes BC, and then one B the next with D, so it becomes BC and BD. Okay, now let us see if there are, if there are combinations with AB. Now AA is done, so we put AB combinations. So if we have AB combinations, then what we have? So there are two A and two B. So we can have AB, AB, okay, and CD. So this we can have AB, AB, CD. Now what other possibilities with AB? So we have AB and A can combine with C to form AC, and B can go there and form BD. Okay, so AB, AC, BD. This is another possibility. Then do we have any other possibility with AB? Yes, I guess one more possibility is there. So AB, if we combine A with D again, so AB combination AB, AB, then AB, and then the second A with C. Now the second A can also combine with D to form AB, AD and BC. Okay, so this is another possibility. And you have to take care, as I said, that none of the combinations should be repetitive. Okay, so we have three combinations with AB. So AA combinations, two AA combinations, and then we have three AB combinations. Okay, now what else we are left with? So we can also have a combination then next after AA, AB, then AC. So we have AC combination, and what happens to the other two pairs of ligands? So AC, then AD, AD and BB. Okay, AC, AD, BB. So please let's check that do we have any other combination which is AC, AD, BB. So we have AC, AB, BD. No. AC anywhere? AC, AC. No. AC, AD, BB is not there. Okay, so this is the sixth ligand combination. So 1 AC combination. So now if you try to make any other combination, that will be repetitive. So please after watching this video, please try to make as many combinations as possible and then cancel out the repetitive ones. So that will be a good practice for you to make ligand combinations. Now we have 6 types of ligand combinations. That means these will be having 6 isomers, okay, or 6 stereo isomers to be more specific. So 6 isomers, and let's see if any of these are chiral so that we can have enantiomers as well. So let's make the structure. Okay, now we have our list of ligand combinations on one side, and then we will try to make the structures on the other side. Okay, so let's make the first one, MAABBCD. So let's put it as AA at the trans position, one on top and other at the bottom. So AA at the trans position, and then we have to make something like this, where we have the solid wedges on one side that shows the ligands in front of us or above the plane or near to the eye. So you can have something like this. So AA at the trans position, then one more BB at another trans position, and then we have C and D. Okay, so this is our octahedral complex. Okay, now if we see here, and then what kind of a complex it is it chiral or achiral? Now if we put a plane here, I am putting it in between so that you can understand the reflection, or otherwise you have to put a plane somewhere here like this to get the reflection. So just in order to make things simple, I am just cutting this molecule through this plane, and then we get this A and A. So consider this as the mirror plane or any line which is cutting through this plane. Then we have the same AA reflection on the other side. Okay. So that means it has a mirror plane and this molecule is achiral. Okay. So like this, we have to check the chirality of each of these 6 isomers. Now we move on to our second combination. So we draw exactly the same. So one side we have left hand side solid wedge and we have right hand side solid wedge at the bottom, and on the top we have a dashed wedge showing that the groups are away from the observer or behind the plane. So again we put A and A at the trans position, then what we have AA, then BC, then BD. Okay, and then we put BC, B, C, B and C, and then we have BD. So we put here B and D. Now let's check again. Yes, again we have this mirror plane here which can give a reflection similar as the top and the bottom, having same ligands at the trans position. So it can cut through this plane, and that's why this molecule is achiral again like the first one. So this is also achiral because it has a plane of symmetry or the mirror plane. Then we move on to the third ligand combination, which has AB, AB, CD. Okay, so AB, AB, CD. Let's put this, we can put this CD here, okay, and then we can put AB and AB like this. So one in the front near to the observer and one behind. So AB and AB. Now if you carefully observe, it doesn't have a horizontal plane of symmetry. So there is no plane of symmetry at this axis at the horizontal side. But if we try to put a plane, mirror plane, or if we try to divide or bisect this complex from this plane, from this vertical plane. So let me put it somewhere here, this mirror plane or the plane dividing this molecule. So this is the mirror plane which is vertical. Now you can see we have a same AB, AB on both the sides. So AB, AB ligands. So similar ligands on both the sides. That means if we divide or cut this molecule through this vertical plane, then we get two equal halves. So again, this complex or this ligand combination, this structure is achiral. Okay, so this structure is again achiral. Now moving on to the fourth ligand combination. So what we have in the fourth combination, AB, AC, BD. Okay, so let me put it here, AB, okay, AC, okay, and BD. BD. Now, if you try to cut it through any of the planes, this side, this side, this side, or this vertical side, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, in any from any side, if you try to cut this molecule, you will not get equal portions. That means you have to be very careful and try to visualize it properly. Then only you will understand that how we are deciding on the chiral and achiral structures. So if we cut it through any of these planes, we won't get an equal structure. That means this ligand combination is chiral. So this structure which arises from this particular ligand combination is the chiral structure. That means this structure will be giving us a mirror image which is also chiral, and these two mirror images will be, so this is one, this is second. These two mirror images will be enantiomers. Okay, so we get enantiomers from this fourth structure. And you can see the second structure that I have drawn here for the fourth ligand combination. So here is the mirror image 1 and 2, and these two are the enantiomers. Okay, now going back to our previous slide, now we move on to the fifth structure, AB, AD, BC. So we have AB, so we write it AB here, one on top, other at the bottom. Then we have AD. So let's make AD here, transposition, and then we have BC, B and C, another transposition, BC. Okay, now again you try to cut this complex, this structure in from various different planes. So this is the vertical plane. Do we get equal structure? No. CDAB, not equal. Then we try to cut this molecule from the horizontal plane. Do we get the equal structures? No. We have CA, we have CA at the bottom, BD at the top, and then we have A and B, two different ligands. So all ligands different. Then if we try to cut it diagonally from one diagonal, we have different ligands on either side. D, A, okay, then A, B. Another diagonal, so this diagonal also we try to cut. We have A, B and C and B, different ligands. So from all sides, we have tried to bisect. We have tried to divide or cut this molecule, but we do not get an identical structure. So this is again a chiral structure arising from the ligand combination fifth, which is AB, AD, BC. And this will again give rise to an enantiomer, which is the mirror image 1 and 2. The enantiomer. Okay, so you can see I have drawn the mirror image, the enantiomer of this structure 5. So we have this chiral molecule structure 5 which has the enantiomers. Okay, now going back to the previous slide, we are left with the last structure ACADBB. So we are now drawing structure 6, AC, one on top, other at the bottom, then AD, and then we have BB. Okay, so this is the last ligand combination. Now try to cut it through this plane, or if I say if we keep a mirror at this position, then we get a reflection of the same ligands B and B. Okay, so because of this mirror plane and the two B ligands being trans to each other, you can see these two similar ligands trans to each other. Because of this, there will be a mirror plane which is existing at this diagonal. Okay, and that is why this sixth ligand combination gives rise to again an achiral molecule. Okay, now what was our original question? So we analyzed all the ligand combinations possible. Then we found out that this fourth and fifth will give rise to enantiomers. And the question was the total number of isomers, including pairs of enantiomers. So we have to include the enantiomers as well. So we have 6 isomers, and 2 out of which the 2 give enantiomers. So 6, fourth and fifth give 1 enantiomer each. So 7 and 8. Okay, 7 and 8. So total we have 8 isomers or 8 stereo isomers. So 6 plus 1 plus 1. So plus 1 means 2 of these structures give the mirror images, the enantiomers. So total structures will be 6 plus 2, 8. So 8 isomers including pairs of enantiomers. So we have 1 and 2 structures giving enantiomers. So we have 2 pairs of enantiomers. Okay. So let's check again that we have written this fourth and fifth only are giving enantiomers or not. Okay, so yes, fourth was chiral and fifth was also chiral, both giving enantiomers, the mirror images. So fourth and fifth. Okay, so we have 8 isomers and 2 pairs of enantiomers. So what will be the correct option? Correct option will be option 4, 8. So total number of isomers are 8, including pairs of enantiomers. We have 2 pairs, fourth and fifth structure. So 2 pairs, 1 and 2. 2 pairs of enantiomers and total of 8 isomers. So I hope you understood the explanation of this problem. We have to be very careful and form the ligand combinations that are possible from the given ligands. And those ligand combinations should not repeat. And also we have to check each combinations for their chirality, putting the mirror plane and bisecting the molecules into 2 equal halves, and then we have to check that are we getting 2 equal halves or are we getting a reflection, a similar reflection of that part or not by putting the mirror plane. So all of these we have to take into account, and then we can easily understand the number of isomers and the enantiomers. Please do practice the possible ligand combinations, which will be helpful for you to answer such type of questions. So I hope this explanation was clear and hope it is helpful. Thank you so much. And before I leave, I want you to have a look at this question that has been asked in one of the competitive examinations. It is the same question asked in a different manner. Consider an octahedral complex Ma2B2CD where A, B, C, D are monodentate ligands. The number of enantiomeric pairs for the complex is. So just now we solved this particular problem where the total number of isomers were also asked along with the enantiomeric pairs. And in this question, only the number of enantiomeric pairs have been asked. So your answer should be 2. Yes. We just saw how the 2 ligand combinations, 4th and 5, which are chiral, they give rise to mirror images that are the enantiomers. So 2 pair of enantiomers will be there for the Ma2B2CD complex. So I hope it is clear, and you can see that same question has been asked in different manners in different years. So I hope this is helpful, and please like, share and subscribe if you like my videos, and in the comment section please let me know what you want to study next in chemistry. Thank you so much.